Everybody likes a good hero, but everybody loves a good villain. To celebrate villains properly, this list has villains from all media. Movies, TV shows, video games, books, anything. Also, this is a top 20 villains list, not a top 20 antagonist list. So that's because someone's opposing a main character doesn't make them a villain. Some villains are even main characters themselves. Finally, only one entry per franchise, and nobody whose movie I haven't seen, game I haven't played, etc. etc. Now, bring on the bad guys.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity? Oh, Jesus.
One of the hard parts about comparing video game villains to other ones is that in addition to how well video game villains perform story-wise, the boss fights need to be considered. Number 20, Shao Kahn gets here more for his fights more than anything else. Shao Kahn is the evil ruler of another dimension called Outworld. He wants to take over our world called Earthrealm, but the gods only let him do it if one of his warriors wins the martial arts tournament. Okay, his backstory isn't too great, but the fights with him are a fun challenge and are enough to get him on this list. And of course, there is also...
Shao Kahn, you are nothing! You will die!
Oh, Jesus.
Now it's time for a certain evil king. So I guess who? No. No. Absolutely not! It's Longshanks from Braveheart. Longshanks is the ultimate evil king. He's greedy, smacks around his son, and he doesn't care anything about human life.
Arrows cost money. Use up the Irish. The dead cost nothing.
Possibly the most evil thing Longshanks did was his Prima Nocta Act. The Prima Nocta Act says whenever you get married to someone, a British guy gets to come and rape them. However, Longshanks is 19 because he's barely fleshed out at all in Braveheart, and when he dies it isn't satisfying or conclusive at all. It's just unremarkable.
Oh, Jesus.
Representing Marvel Comics, we have Loki. Many would argue Doctor Doom should be here instead of Loki. Thing is, I don't really read comic books, so the only thing I have to go on for Doctor Doom is his appearance in those crappy Fantastic Four movies. Anyways, being the adopted brother of Thor, Loki spent his entire life living in the shadow of Thor's awesomeness. His feelings of inferiority got the best of him, and Loki attempted to screw over his family along with all of Asgard. But that didn't work. Loki made a deal with some mysterious blue guy and tried to lead an army against Earth with the glowing stick. Overall, Loki is here because he has undeniable style and some pretty good dialogue. However, he's number 18 because he's horribly generic and he gets beat up by everyone. And I mean everyone.
Oh, Jesus.
A top villains list wouldn't be complete without one of the oldest and most classic villains in history, Professor John Moriarty, the rival of Sherlock Holmes. Moriarty has all the extraordinary mental capabilities of Holmes, except he's evil. This intelligence Moriarty has allows for an interesting and strangely respectful relationship between Moriarty and Holmes. Not to mention the amazing fight Moriarty and Holmes have at the end of Game of Shadows is awesome. Unfortunately, Moriarty's hardly fleshed out at all in the original story by Sir Doyle. He just doesn't have as much awe factor as everyone else on this list.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, who has awe factor? That would do it. Kessler is the main villain from an awesome game called Infamous. The biggest attractions in Infamous are the cool electrical powers and the karma, or ethical choices that you make. The most important choice is the one at the end. You can make this big explosion that, while it'll make you much more powerful, it will also kill a lot of people. If you choose to do this or not, the fight with Kessler is still awesome either way. And in a shocking twist of fate, when you fight Kessler, he has all the same electrical powers you do. And you just want to say, what? But still a very charged battle. We get put the megahertz on Kessler. Waka waka!